But your iPhone knows what your cum face looks like. Probably better than your partner does.
Why do I feel like I'm about to be offended?
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Jay, we're talking about the iPhone basically recording you at all times. Obviously, Edward Snowden came out and said, the government's monitoring you, but guess who else is? Apple.
Yeah, because
Take
you
it
know
away.
I don't like Apple. I don't like iPhones. I'm definitely against the iPhone. Yeah, and I tell you every day. And I'm Samsung, so I guess not better in some ways, but I just like that little bit of freedom. I think I mentioned to you, like, I didn't like iPhones simply because they always used the break. They were brittle. Replacing bits and pieces on them was so goddamn expensive. So I got off them very early.
You get locked into their ecosystem. You're kind of stuck.
Yeah. So, and look, the adjustment definitely was hard to begin with initially, just because iPhones are so simple. You can just be like a brainwashed ape, and still use it. No pun intended.
You know too much.
But yeah, and I brought that information to you the other day, and you're like, no. And then you had a look, and you're like, oh wow, it does. Literally, I think it's like every 30 seconds or something like that. It's taking.
Well, tell the viewer. I want the viewers to hear your story. Omit any names you don't want to put forward from your friends. But how did you find this out? Because I had no clue.
So I had a friend that was putting their child to sleep, and they were sitting on the chair next to the baby cot as it was kind of like self-soothing, and he was just scrolling on their phone, and probably about an hour later, got up and went out to the kitchen, and the partner was like, "Oh, why were you taking like selfies of yourself?" He's like, "Well, I wasn't." And they were like, "Oh, like, yeah, you were. I saw you take like 1,000 selfies of yourself." And he's like, "No, I wasn't." And then she brought up the baby camera monitor and went through, and he was like, "Oh my God, like, wow, like, what is that?" And they realized that they did like another little test, and it worked out that kind of camera frames per second can pick up the flash of. I've got troubles with my camera. Damn Russia. They were, basically that kind of camera could pick up the frames per second of the infrared camera that's flashing at you.
Yeah. So what are Apple doing though? They're just taking photos of all the users every 30 seconds. That seems suspicious to me.
It's apparently, I think, for like their AI systems to learn your algorithm and to learn what keeps you entertained and what keeps your basically eyes and on the screen. So just a way for them to, I guess, improve their advertising, improve their monetization.
It seems like it could be used against you, doesn't it?
It definitely can be used against you for sure. I mean, even if you're like someone of a political background, I mean, I could probably, if I worked in that space, I guess, see what you were looking at, see what pictures were, you were getting yourself off to.
What videos were you watching?
Yeah, exactly.
At a certain time. So next time you go to an Apple store, you go to a Genius, they might have access to what your face looks like in your most intimate moments by yourself. So think about that at home next time you pull up the old red and black or orange and black. Thank you for watching Glass Culture Podcast. If you liked this video, click here to subscribe. If you want to see the full podcast, click here.